Hello, I'm glad you're here. There's no rush in this greeting, no expectation attached to it. Just a quiet acknowledgement that you've arrived. You don't need to respond. You don't need to do anything at all. Simply allow these words to meet you where you are. Take a slow, easy breath in. And when it feels right, let it drift out. If your body feels tired, that makes sense. If your mind feels busy, that's understandable. Nothing about this moment needs to be corrected. You have reached a place where effort is not required, a place where trying can gently soften, a place where rest is not a reward, but a permission. There is nothing you should be accomplishing right now, nothing you should be improving, nothing you should be pushing toward. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. For so long, your system may have been trained to stay alert, to listen for problems, to prepare for what comes next. That habit doesn't disappear instantly, and it doesn't need to. For now, it can simply step back like a watchful guard being told that the night is calm, that nothing needs immediate attention. Let your breathing slow in its own time. No counting, no control. Just notice how each breath arrives and how each one leaves. You don't have to guide it. Your body already knows the way. As you rest here, notice that nothing is being demanded of you. No decisions, no answers. The world outside this moment can wait. Every message, every responsibility, every unfinished thought can remain exactly where it is. They will still be there later. But right now, they are not invited in. Allow your shoulders to ease downward, not forcing them, just letting gravity do part of the work. Let your hands rest however they choose. Open, closed, loose. There is no correct position, only a comfortable one. You may feel the mind searching for instructions, wondering what comes next. That's okay. Nothing needs to come next. This is a space without direction, a pause without a purpose, a moment that exists simply to be experienced. If thoughts rise, let them rise. If they fade, let them fade. You are not responsible for managing them. Imagine this time as a gentle landing, a place where you don't have to stand, where you don't have to hold yourself upright. You can rest fully into support, the surface beneath you steady and patient, offering itself without condition. Notice the subtle weight of your body, how it is already being carried, how nothing is slipping or falling apart. You don't need to keep everything together right now. You can loosen your grip. There is safety in letting go a little. Safety in not monitoring every sensation. Safety in allowing stillness to arrive naturally. This is not a test, not a technique, not a performance. There is no right way to experience this moment. Whether you feel calm or restless, clear or foggy, awake or drifting, all of it belongs. You are allowed to be exactly as you are. Let your jaw soften. Let the muscles around your eyes release. Let your forehead smooth just a little. Each small release sends a quiet message inward, a message that says, "You can stop now." Your nervous system understands that language. It had been waiting to hear it. Nothing sudden will happen here. No sharp changes, only a gradual settling. Like water becoming still after movement ends, you don't need to rush towards sleep. You don't need to chase it. Sleep knows how to find you when you stop searching for it. And even if sleep stays at a distance for now, rest is already happening. This moment of not doing is already repairing something unseen. You might notice a gentle heaviness, or a lightness, or nothing at all. All responses are welcome. All experiences are valid. Stay here with this permission, this quiet allowance to pause. You have spent enough time reacting, enough time adjusting, enough time being needed. Here, you are not needed. Here, you are simply allowed. Allowed to breathe. Allowed to exist. Allowed to rest without explanation. Let that understanding sink in slowly. No pressure. No timeline. Just this calm beginning, opening the door to deeper rest, one breath at a time. Now that your body has begun to soften and your breathing has found a quieter rhythm, we can gently turn our attention to the day that has just passed. There is no need to review it in detail, no need to judge it. No need to decide whether it was good or bad. Instead, imagine the day as a space you have already walked through, a room you no longer need to stand in. Picture yourself at the edge of this day as evening settles around you and the light grows dimmer. In front of you is a door. It is not heavy. It does not resist you. It waits calmly, exactly where it is meant to be. This door represents today, everything that happened, everything you did, everything you did not do. You don't need to carry any of it with you now. Take a slow breath in. And as you breathe out, imagine your hand resting on the door. There is no urgency to close it. You are in control of the timing. Behind this door are all the moments of the day, the conversations, the tasks, the thoughts that kept looping. They belong there, not here. One by one, allow the responsibilities of today to gently return to their place behind the door. You don't need to solve them. You don't need to organize them. Just set them down. The emails can stay there. The unfinished lists can stay there. The expectations, yours or anyone else's, can stay there too. Notice how your body responds each time something is released. A slight easing, a little more space. If your mind tries to pull something back, that's okay. You can remind yourself, quietly and kindly, this is for tomorrow. Tomorrow has its own doorway. You don't need to step through it yet. For now, feel the separation forming. Day on one side, night on the other. This space you are in belongs to neither effort nor responsibility. It belongs to rest. As you continue to breathe slowly, imagine the sounds of the day becoming softer. Voices fade into the distance. Movement slows. The background noise of doing gradually dissolves. Nothing is chasing you here. Nothing is waiting for a response. You may notice a habit of replaying, moments looping without invitation. If that happens, you don't need to push them away. Just acknowledge them and gently guide them back behind the door. They will wait there without complaint. Your nervous system is learning something new in this moment. It is learning that it does not need to stay connected to what is already ended. With each breath out, the link between now and earlier today grows thinner. You are allowed to disconnect. The body understands this language of closure. It responds to clear endings. Imagine the door beginning to close. Not suddenly, not forcefully, slowly, smoothly. As it moves, you feel less pulled backward, less tethered to earlier hours. You are not abandoning anything. You are simply placing it where it belongs. When the door finally meets the frame, there is a soft, quiet click. Nothing dramatic, just completion. Notice how that feels. The space around you feels different now, quieter, more open. This is the space of night, a time when the brain naturally shifts gears, when alertness gives way to restoration. You don't need to make that shift happen. Your body already knows how. By closing the day, you have given your nervous system a clear signal. It is safe to power down. Breathing becomes deeper without effort. Muscles no longer hold as tightly. Your thoughts may slow or become less distinct. That's a sign of transition. There is nothing left to attend to. Nothing left unresolved for now. The door remains closed, steady and secure. What's behind it cannot reach you. Not tonight. You are free to rest in this separation, free to let your awareness drift inward. The mind no longer needs to scan outward. It can turn toward quiet. Stay here for a few more breaths. Let the sense of closure settle fully. This is not an ending filled with loss. It is an ending filled with relief. The day has been contained. The night has begun. And with that gentle shift, your body continues preparing for deeper rest, naturally and easily. With the day now fully set aside, your awareness can move closer to where your body rests. There is no need to look outward anymore. Nothing to observe, nothing to follow. Instead, allow your attention to drift downward, toward the surface beneath you. Notice the bed supporting you, not as an idea, but as a real physical presence. It is steady. It does not shift or ask anything of you. It is simply there, doing its work. You don't need to help it. Let yourself feel the contact points first. The back of your head, your shoulders, your spine. Each place where your body meets the bed is a place where effort can end. There is no need to hold yourself in shape. No need to maintain posture. The bed accepts you exactly as you are. As you breathe out, allow a little more of your weight to sink down, not forcing, just permitting. Gravity is already doing most of the work. You don't have to participate. Notice how your body responds when you stop resisting being held. Muscles that have stayed quietly active all day begin to realize they are no longer needed. The jaw softens further. The neck releases. The shoulders spread slightly wider. Each release is small, but together they add up to a deeper sense of safety. Your attention does not need to analyze this. You don't need to name sensations. Simply feel them. If thoughts try to pull you upward again, back into planning or remembering, gently return to the feeling of weight. Weight is simple. Weight is honest. It keeps you grounded in the present. Notice how your chest rises and falls against the support beneath you. The bed does not interrupt your breathing. It adapts to it. Every inhale gently lifts. Every exhale settles you back down. With each breath out, your body grows heavier, as if permission is spreading through it. There is no edge to fall from here. No instability. The surface beneath you has already committed to holding you through the night. Let that commitment register slowly. You may feel a sense of melting, as if the space between your body and the bed is becoming smaller. This is not collapse, it is trust. Trust that you do not need to stay alert. Trust that nothing will surprise you. Trust that you are supported. Allow your arms to rest fully. Let their weight drop without restraint. Hands soften. Fingers uncurl. There's nothing they need to grasp. Your legs can do the same. Thighs releasing. Knees heavy. Calves and feet settling. If there has been any quiet tension left, this is where it can dissolve. Gravity welcomes all of it. You are not sinking into nothingness. You are sinking into stability. This physical connection sends a clear message upward to the brain. A message that says, the body is safe. As that message repeats itself, the mind no longer needs to stay vigilant. Thoughts lose their sharp edges. They become slower, less defined. You may notice moments where there is no thought at all. Those moments don't need attention. They can come and go freely. Stay with the sensation of being held. The bed does not judge your day. It does not remember your mistakes. It does not ask who you were earlier. It only responds to your weight right now. That simplicity is deeply calming. Allow your lower back to settle further. Notice the way the bed fills the space beneath it, offering support where it's needed most. You don't need to adjust. The bed adjusts to you. With every slow breath, your body sinks another fraction deeper, as if finding its most natural resting place. There is no need to reach that place quickly. It happens gradually, without effort. The more you allow gravity to work, the quieter everything becomes. External awareness fades. Internal awareness softens. There is only sensation, steady and neutral. You are no longer carrying your body. You are resting it. This shift is important. It marks a transition from doing to being, from control to support. Stay here. Let the feeling of weight spread evenly from head to toe. Nothing is floating. Nothing is tense. You are fully contained. As the body settles, the brain receives another signal. We can let go now. That signal does not need words. It is transmitted through sensation alone. Heaviness becomes comforting. Stillness becomes familiar. You may notice your breathing deepen further or slow down on its own. Let it. Your only task, if it can be called that, is to feel. Feel the bed. Feel gravity. Feel the quiet certainty that you are supported. Everything else can wait. Now that your body is fully supported and gravity is doing all the holding, there is one gentle rhythm we can return to. Your breath not as something to control, not as something to improve, simply as something that is already happening. You do not need to breathe deeply. There is no need to take in more air. Your body knows exactly how much it needs. Instead, allow the inhale to remain easy, quiet, unremarkable. The real invitation is in the exhale. Let the breath out slowly, longer than the inhale, as if you are releasing something invisible. There is no force in this release, no pushing, just a gradual letting go. Each time you breathe out, imagine the body responding by softening a little more. The exhale is your signal to relax, a message sent gently through the nervous system, a message the body understands immediately. Nothing needs to be explained. As you breathe in, air arrives naturally. As you breathe out, tension leaves quietly. You might imagine the exhale as warm air leaving your body, carrying with it the last traces of effort. There's no need to decide what to let go of. The body will choose for you with every slow breath out. The parasympathetic system begins to take the lead. Heart rate eases, muscle tone lowers, alertness gives way to heaviness. This is not something you make happen. It happens because the body recognizes the pattern. Slow out breaths mean safety. Try noticing the pause at the end of each exhale, not forcing it, just noticing that moment of stillness. That pause is important. It is where the brain begins to quiet, where signals of rest become stronger than signals of alert. In that pause, there is nothing to do, nothing to think. Just a brief moment of being held between breaths. Allow the next inhale to come on its own. It will, without your help. Then again, let the exhale be slow, unhurried, complete. Each cycle gently pulls you downward, not physically, but neurologically. Thoughts may begin to space out. Words lose their sharpness. Images soften at the edges. This is the brain responding to rhythm. You don't need to focus hard on the breath. In fact, the less you try, the more effective it becomes. Simply notice the feeling of air leaving the body. With every exhale, imagine you are setting something down. Not one specific thing, just something. The habit of holding, the habit of preparing, the habit of staying ready. All of that can leave on the breath out. You are not losing anything important. You are only releasing what is no longer needed. The body recognizes this pattern from the earliest stages of life. Long exhales are associated with safety, with sleep, with being cared for. That memory lives deep in the nervous system. As you continue breathing this way, signals travel from the lungs to the brain stem. Those signals say, "Slow down," and the brain listens. Neural activity shifts. Waves become slower. Less effort is required to stay awake. You may notice a gentle pulling sensation, as if consciousness itself is being invited to sink. You don't need to follow it. Just allow it. If a thought appears, let it ride the next exhale out. No engagement, no resistance, just out. The exhale is a doorway. Each one leads you further away from alert thinking. Breathing in keeps you alive. Breathing out tells the body it is okay to rest. Stay with that understanding. In and out. In and longer out. There is no perfect timing, only a natural slowing. As the exhale lengthens, the eyelids may feel heavier. The space behind the eyes grows dim. This is biological, not imagined. The brain is preparing to shift states. You may feel moments where awareness flickers. Brief gaps, tiny drop-offs. Those are signs that sleep is approaching. There is no need to hold on. Nothing you need to witness. Just continue allowing each exhale to be an act of release. The body is doing exactly what it is designed to do. Breathing out, you let go of the day. Breathing out, you let go of the body's need to stay alert. Breathing out, you drift closer to rest. Everything else can fade into the background. The breath remains, slow, steady, guiding you downward. As your breathing continues to slow and the mind drifts further into the background, your attention can now move gently through the body. There is no need to rush this, no need to do it perfectly. Just allow awareness to travel, layer by layer. Begin at the top of your head. Notice the crown, the scalp, the place where thoughts once gathered. You don't need to change anything there. Simply allow it to soften. Imagine a gentle warmth spreading across the top of your head, loosening what has been held tight. The forehead smooths. The space between the eyebrows widens. There is nothing to focus on anymore. Let your eyes rest deeply in their sockets. They do not need to look. They do not need to follow. The muscles around them release, as if sinking back into the skull. Your cheeks soften. The jaw becomes heavy. The tongue rests comfortably in the mouth. There is no need to hold expression. Your face is allowed to be neutral, unfinished, at rest. Let that softness flow downward into the neck. The neck has done a lot of quiet work today, holding the head upright, turning towards sound and light. Now it can let go. Feel the weight of the head being fully supported, no longer needing the neck to assist. Muscles lengthen. Tension drains slowly. The shoulders are next. These muscles often carry more than their share. Responsibility, alertness, preparedness. You don't need them to do that anymore. Allow the shoulders to drop, not suddenly, but as if they are exhaling. They widen, they sink, they release their grip. With that release, the upper body begins to feel heavier, more settled. Let this heaviness move into the arms. Upper arms resting, elbows loose, forearms supported. There is no strength required here. Hands soften further. Fingers curl naturally. Any remaining effort dissolves. Notice the warmth spreading through the arms, a gentle signal of rest. Now bring attention to the chest. Feel the steady rise and fall with each breath. No effort, no control. The chest does not need to stay lifted. It can relax downward, supported by the surface beneath you. Breathing becomes quieter here. The heart beats calmly, uninterrupted, safe. Let awareness move into the belly. This area often tightens without being noticed, holding emotion, holding anticipation. Now it can soften. With each exhale, the belly gently falls. No holding, no bracing. Warmth gathers here. Comfort spreads. Move gently to the lower back. Feel how it meets the bed, how it is fully supported. Any arching can ease. Any holding can release. The back does not need to protect itself. It is held. Let the sensation of softness continue downward into the hips. Hips grow heavy, stable, at rest. From here, allow relaxation to flow into the thighs. Large muscles let go. The weight increases. Knees soften, no longer locked or alert. Calves release next, settling downward. There is a sense of sinking without falling. Finally, bring attention to the feet, heels, resting, ankles loose, toes relaxed. The feet no longer need to support you. They can completely let go. From head to toe, the body now rests in a single state. Heavy, warm, soft. Nothing is held, nothing is lifted. This is the language the body understands best. As each layer relaxes, the brain receives confirmation. Everything is okay. There is no urgency anywhere. Stay here. Allow this state to deepen on its own. The body has arrived at rest, and the mind is free to follow. Now that your body has softened layer by layer, there is one more permission that can be given. The permission to not do this perfectly. You do not need to be completely relaxed. You do not need your mind to be empty. You do not need to feel sleepy in any particular way. Sleep does not require skill. It does not ask you to perform. It does not wait for you to get it right. It arrives on its own schedule. Many people believe they must achieve sleep, that they must enter the correct state, hold the correct posture, breathe the correct way. But sleep has never worked like that. It happens even when the body is imperfect, even when the mind wanders, even when thoughts appear and disappear. You are allowed to rest without succeeding. If there is still tension somewhere, that is okay. If the breath is not as slow as you expect, that is okay. If the mind is still commenting, still noticing, still drifting in and out, that is okay. None of this blocks sleep. In fact, pressure is often the only thing that does. The moment you try to make sleep happen, the nervous system becomes alert again. It starts watching, monitoring, checking. So now, you can stop trying. There is nothing to manage here. You do not need to reach a finish line. You do not need to cross into a special zone. You are already in the right place. Sleep is not something you enter. It is something that overtakes you when you are no longer chasing it. You may notice a subtle habit, a part of the mind asking, "Am I relaxed enough yet?" You don't need to answer that question. You can let it hang unanswered, like a thought that loses interest and fades away. There is no correct level of calm, no requirement for stillness. Some nights, sleep arrives gently. Other nights, it drifts in sideways, through distraction, through daydreams, through half-formed thoughts. All of those are valid paths. You do not need to be good at sleeping for sleep to come. Your body has been doing this since before you had language, since before memory. It does not forget how. Even if you feel awake right now, that does not mean rest is not happening. The nervous system can downshift long before consciousness disappears. Muscles recover, hormones adjust, the brain begins its night work quietly, behind the scenes. You do not need to witness any of it. Trying to observe sleep is like trying to watch yourself fall asleep. The watching itself keeps you awake, so you can stop watching. You can let go of the role of observer, let go of measuring, let go of checking. If sleep comes soon, that's fine. If it takes its time, that's also fine. There is no failure here. You are not behind schedule. Your body is not broken. This is not a problem to solve. Even lying here, with eyes closed, with breath moving gently, you are already giving your system what it needs. Rest does not require unconsciousness. It only requires permission, and you have already given that. Notice how different it feels when nothing is expected of you. No outcome, no goal, no test. Just this moment, allowed to be incomplete. Thoughts may still pass through. Let them. They don't need to be stopped. They don't need to be followed. They are like background noise in a room where you are no longer listening closely. Eventually, the volume lowers on its own. Sleep is patient. It does not hurry. It does not demand your cooperation. It waits until effort fades, and effort fades when there is nothing left to do. So you can rest here without trying to rest. You can allow yourself to be slightly uncomfortable, slightly alert, slightly aware. Sleep does not mind. In fact, many people fall asleep in the middle of a thought, in the middle of a sentence. without noticing the exact moment it happens. That is how natural it is. There is no doorway you must walk through consciously, no switch you must flip. One moment you are here, the next you are not aware of anything at all. And it happens without your help. Let that understanding soften any remaining pressure. You do not need to sleep well tonight. You only need to stop interfering. The body will take care of the rest. Stay here, in this gentle allowance. Nothing is being graded. Nothing is being evaluated. You are simply lying down, breathing, being human. And that is more than enough for sleep to find you when it is ready. Now that effort has softened and pressure has loosened its grip, there is nothing left to manage in the mind. Thoughts may still appear. That is natural. The mind does not shut off on command. It was never meant to. You do not need to stop thinking. You do not need to block anything. You do not need to reach silence. Silence happens on its own when it is no longer being chased. For now, allow thoughts to move the way they already want to move. No interference, no direction. Imagine the mind as an open space, not empty, just open. Thoughts pass through this space like weather passing through the sky. They do not need to be stopped. They do not need to be understood. You don't need to follow where they come from or where they are going. Simply notice that they are moving. Some thoughts may feel close, others distant, some clear, some unfinished. None of that requires action. The moment you try to analyze a thought, you step back into effort. So instead you can let meaning dissolve. Words lose their importance. Images lose their detail. Thoughts become shapes. Then movement. Then nothing at all. If a thought catches your attention for a moment, that's okay. You don't need to correct it. The mind will release it when it is ready. There is no benefit to arguing with your thoughts. They are not obstacles. They are signs that the mind is winding down. Trying to stop them would only wake you back up. So you can let the mind do what it does best when left alone. Drift. Notice how thoughts slow when they are not fed. They become softer, more spaced out. Gaps begin to appear between them. Those gaps are important. They are not something you create. They are something you allow. In those spaces, there is no commentary, no story, just awareness, light and unanchored. You don't need to stay in those gaps. You don't need to notice them closely. They come and go on their own. Sometimes the mind will jump again. That's fine. Each jump requires less energy than the last. The nervous system is no longer alert. It is no longer scanning. Thoughts lose urgency. They arrive without knocking and leave without explanation. This is the natural pre-sleep state, a place where thinking still exists but no longer holds the center. You might notice thoughts blending together or becoming less logical. This is a good sign. The mind is moving away from linear thinking. You don't need to guide it. Let thoughts overlap. Let them fade halfway through. There is no need for coherence. Your only role here is to not interfere, no pushing away, no pulling closer, just letting. If a thought repeats, it will eventually lose energy. Repetition does not mean danger. It means the mind is unwinding, like a wheel slowing down. At some point, the effort to think becomes greater than the effort to rest, and the mind chooses rest. You don't need to witness that choice. It happens quietly. You may feel awareness becoming heavier, less pointed, like attention is spreading out instead of focusing. This diffusion is natural. It is how consciousness softens. There is no edge to fall from, no moment you must catch. You don't need to remember anything. You don't need to hold on to this state. Sleep does not require your cooperation. It arrives when the mind is allowed to be unfinished. So let thoughts remain unfinished. Let sentences end halfway. Let images blur before they make sense. There is no task here, nothing to complete, nothing to understand. The mind is learning that it is safe to let go. And when that learning settles in, thinking becomes optional. Then distant, then absent. You don't need to notice when that happens. By the time you would notice, you are already asleep. As thoughts continue to drift more freely, there is one more gentle shift you can allow. A shift in how you relate to them. You do not need to get rid of thoughts. You do not need to silence them. You only need to notice one simple truth. You are not your thoughts. Thoughts are something that happen. You are the one who notices them. This difference is subtle, but it changes everything. Right now, you may hear a thought appear, a word, a phrase, an image. Notice that you are aware of it. That awareness does not speak. It does not comment. It does not rush. It simply notices. Thoughts move across this awareness the way sounds move across silence. You can hear a sound without becoming the sound. In the same way, you can hear a thought without becoming the thought. You are not inside the thought. The thought is passing through you. You don't need to push it away. You do not need to pull it closer. You can simply let it be heard. This changes the relationship completely. Instead of being caught in thinking, you are resting with thinking, like sitting by a river and watching water move past instead of being carried by the current. Some thoughts may still feel loud. Some may feel repetitive. That does not mean they have power. It only means they are still moving. You can listen without responding. There is no requirement to answer a thought. No need to agree, no need to disagree. Listening is enough. Notice how thoughts begin to lose urgency when they are not treated as instructions. They become background noise, like a radio playing softly in another room. You are not required to turn it off in order to rest. You can fall asleep while it continues to play. Many people wait for thoughts to disappear before allowing sleep. But sleep does not wait for silence. Sleep comes when the body feels safe and the mind is no longer identified with what it hears. You are not the voice. You are the listener. That listener does not need to do anything. It does not solve. It does not decide. It simply remains. Thoughts may say things like, "I'm still awake. This isn't working." You don't need to argue. You can hear those words the same way you would hear wind outside a window. They don't require action. The listener remains calm. Even if thoughts continue, you are already resting as the one who hears them. This is a deeper form of rest, a rest that does not depend on what the mind is doing. Notice how the body responds when you stop identifying with thoughts. Breathing remains slow. Muscles stay soft. Nothing tightens. This tells the nervous system that thinking is not a threat. And when thinking is no longer a threat, the brain allows sleep to arrive. You may notice a widening sensation, as if awareness itself is becoming more spacious. Thoughts appear smaller within that space, less central, less convincing. They no longer pull you forward. You are no longer inside the story. You are gently aware of it. This distance is not effortful. It is natural. It happens when you stop stepping into thoughts. You don't need to hold on to awareness. You don't need to maintain it. Just noticing once is enough. After that, the separation remains. Thoughts continue to rise and fall, but they are no longer personal. They do not define you. They do not require you. You are free to sleep even while they pass. Sleep does not belong to the thinker. It belongs to the body, and the body already knows how to sleep. You can let thinking happen in the background while rest moves forward. At some point, thoughts may begin to sound distant, as if they are coming from far away. Or they may blend together, losing clarity. This is not something to observe closely. By the time you would notice the change, sleep is already near. You do not need to watch the listener. You do not need to monitor awareness. That would bring effort back. Instead, allow everything to continue on its own. Thoughts can speak. Awareness listens. The body sleeps. These things do not conflict. They are allowed to coexist. You do not need to wait for a perfect mental state. You do not need to become blank. You are already separate enough. Even now, as you listen to these words, you are experiencing this separation. You hear the sound, but you are not the sound. You hear a thought, but you are not the thought. That simple understanding is enough. It loosens the last attachment. From here, sleep can take over naturally, without resistance, without effort. You do not need to go anywhere. You do not need to disappear. Just allow the listener to rest. And when the listener rests, everything else quietly follows. At this point, there is nothing left to understand, nothing left to figure out or make sense of. Your body already knows where it is going, and it has begun moving there on its own. You are safe here, completely safe. Nothing around you requires attention, and nothing is waiting for a response. The surface beneath you is steady and reliable, holding your weight without effort. You do not need to hold yourself up anymore. You do not need to stay ready. Your body feels heavier now in a slow and gentle way. Not heavy in a way that presses, but heavy in a way that comforts. A grounded heaviness, calm and familiar. With each quiet breath out, that heaviness spreads a little more. It settles into the muscles, the joints, the spaces that no longer need to work. The body recognizes this as a signal of safety. There is nothing you need to do with this feeling. Nothing you need to deepen or control. It is already enough. You may notice that your breathing has become slower without trying. Each inhale arrives easily, and each exhale lingers a little longer. That longer exhale tells the nervous system that it can soften. You are not going anywhere. You are sinking gently into rest. The mind does not need to lead anymore. It does not need to guide or check what is happening. It can simply follow the body downward. Thoughts may still appear, but they feel farther away now. Less urgent, less connected. They move like distant sounds, heard but not followed. You don't need to listen closely. You don't need to respond. Your awareness begins to narrow, not sharply, but softly, like light dimming at the end of the day. Edges blur and details no longer matter. The sense of time becomes less clear. Moments stretch. Pauses feel longer. This slowing is natural. It happens when the body feels safe enough to let go. Your muscles continue to release, one small place at a time. The face remains soft. The jaw stays loose. The shoulders feel heavier, wider, resting fully. The arms lie still, warm and relaxed. Hands no longer hold anything. The chest rises and falls quietly, supported. The belly is soft, unguarded. The back is settled, completely held. Your hips feel warm and stable. The legs feel loose and heavy. Feet rest without any effort at all. All of you is resting together now. There is no part that needs to stay alert, no part that needs to remain in control. This is a safe descent, a familiar one. Awareness continues to drift downward, not as a decision, but as a response. Like the body remembers how to sleep and gently leads the way. The mind becomes less defined. Thoughts lose their edges. Words fade before finishing. You don't need to notice when this happens. By the time you would notice, the change has already occurred. Everything slows again. Breathing, heartbeat, awareness. The space around you feels distant now, as if you are listening from far inside yourself, as if the outside world has moved away. You are not needed anywhere else. Nothing is calling for you. Nothing depends on you in this moment. That knowing allows you to sink deeper. The feeling of heaviness grows steadier, more complete. It wraps the body in stillness. It holds you in place. Sleepiness spreads, not suddenly, but thoroughly, like warmth moving through the body from the inside. A quiet, undeniable pull toward rest. You are not falling. You are being carried. Awareness continues to soften, thinning at the edges. The sense of listening becomes faint. The sense of being here becomes quieter. There is no need to follow this process. No need to stay with it. It continues without you. The body begins to sleep first. That is how it always works. The mind follows afterward, gently and naturally. You do not need to wait for sleep. You do not need to invite it. You are already moving into it. The last traces of alertness begin to fade, unnoticed. There is no clear moment, no signal, just a gradual disappearance. Thoughts dissolve into silence. Awareness dims into darkness, and rest takes over completely. As everything continues to fade, there is no need to form pictures anymore. No need to imagine places, shapes, or movement. The mind no longer needs anything to hold on to. Instead, allow what remains to be very simple, a sense of darkness. Not a darkness that feels empty or cold, but one that feels gentle, familiar, and safe. This darkness does not surround you. It does not close in. It simply exists, quietly, without edges. There is no distance here, no direction, no inside or outside, just a soft absence of detail. You do not need to look at this darkness. There is nothing to see, nothing to focus on. The eyes can rest completely. The mind does not need to create anything. No story, no image, no meaning, only stillness. This space is neutral. It carries no emotion. It asks nothing from you. It does not move. It does not change. It does not require attention. If a thought briefly appears, it fades into this darkness easily, without resistance. There is nothing for the thought to attach to. The darkness absorbs it, quietly and completely. Awareness becomes very soft here, so soft that it no longer feels like attention, more like a background presence, unfocused, diffuse. There is no need to stay aware, no need to drift away. Both happen naturally. This space does not stimulate the brain. It does not invite curiosity. It does not encourage imagination. It allows the nervous system to remain in its lowest, calmest state. There are no signals here, no cues to respond to, no changes to track. Time loses its meaning. Moments do not move forward. They simply dissolve. Breathing continues on its own, but even that feels distant. The body is resting deeply, and the mind is no longer active. Not shut down, just quiet. You are not visualizing anything. You are not holding an image. You are resting in the absence of imagery. This absence feels safe. It feels complete. It feels finished. There is nothing missing. The brain recognizes this as a place where it does not need to work. No processing, no interpretation, no decision-making. Only minimal activity remains. This is the level where sleep stays deep. If awareness briefly flickers, it finds nothing to engage with and settles again immediately. There is no effort involved. The darkness remains steady. The space remains empty. No sound, no movement, no form, only quiet. This quiet does not feel sharp or alert. It feels heavy and dull in the best way. A kind of gentle numbness. The mind stays here because there is nowhere else to go. And there is no need to go anywhere. This state supports sleep without interruption. Nothing pulls you back up. Nothing wakes curiosity. Nothing asks you to return. The absence continues, holding everything still. Even the sense of being here becomes faint. Awareness thins, like a light dimmed almost completely. What remains is not thought, not image, not sensation, just rest. This space does not end. It does not lead anywhere else. It simply allows sleep to remain undisturbed. There is no transition to notice, no boundary to cross, only continuation. The brain stays quiet, the body stays asleep, and the darkness remains soft, empty, and safe. At this point, there is no reason to keep listening closely. Nothing important is coming next. Nothing that needs to be remembered or followed. You have already received everything you need. The body knows how to sleep. The brain knows how to drift. They do not require your attention to continue. You do not need to stay with these words. You do not need to listen for meaning. You do not need to wait for an ending. In fact, you are free to stop listening now. Sleep does not depend on hearing every sentence. It does not improve by staying aware. It happens more easily when attention fades. You are allowed to let go of this voice at any moment, even in the middle of a sentence, even without realizing it. There is nothing here you might miss. The words are not instructions. They are not reminders. They are not guiding you anywhere. They are simply present, and they can disappear without consequence. You do not need to remember anything you've heard. Memory is not required for sleep. The mind can release the effort to hold on. The ears can soften. Awareness can drift away. If the sound becomes distant, that is perfect. If it blends into the background, that is ideal. If it fades completely, that is exactly right. You do not need to stay until the end. There is no ending you need to reach. The brain does not need closure. It does not need completion. It does not need a final signal. Sleep arrives best when nothing is expected. You can sleep now, right now. You do not need permission beyond this. You do not need confirmation. You do not need to be certain. If sleep comes suddenly, let it. If it comes gently, let it. There is no wrong way for it to happen. You do not need to track your state. You do not need to check whether it is working. The body is already doing the work. Even if part of the mind is still listening, another part is already resting. And that is enough. You can allow your attention to loosen completely. No effort, no monitoring. The voice can continue without you. It does not need a listener. You do not need to stay awake for these words. You are not required to hear them. You can leave them behind and sink further into sleep. Nothing here will pull you back. Nothing will suddenly change. Nothing will demand a response. The sound remains soft and steady, but you do not need to stay connected to it. The brain understands this signal. It recognizes that there is nothing left to do. No task, no ending, no conclusion to wait for. Just rest, just sleep. You may not notice the moment you stop listening. That is how it usually happens. One moment there is sound. The next, there is nothing to be aware of. And that is perfectly fine. You are not missing anything. You are not falling behind. You are simply sleeping. The body continues on its own path, breathing slow, heart steady, muscles soft. The mind no longer needs to stay present. It can fade completely. You do not need to hold on to this experience. You do not need to carry it forward. Everything that mattered has already settled into the nervous system. Now, there is only permission. Permission to stop listening. Permission to stop noticing. Permission to sleep. You can let go now. You can drift away, and nothing will interrupt that. There is nothing more to explain now. Nothing more to guide. Nothing new to introduce. The body has already gone where it needs to go, and the mind is following in its own quiet way. So the words can begin to thin, not stopping suddenly, not disappearing all at once, just becoming fewer and farther apart. You do not need to listen closely anymore. You do not need to track what is being said. The sound of the voice is enough, even when the words no longer matter. Everything important is already settled. Breathing continues, slow, steady. The pauses grow longer now. Nothing fills them. Nothing needs to. The nervous system recognizes this space. It knows what to do here. The body stays heavy, warm, still. No adjustment, no response. Words arrive more slowly now, and when they do, they carry very little meaning. They are not instructions. They are not reminders. They are simply sound, floating and fading. You may notice that attention no longer follows them. That is exactly right. Longer space now. No thought is required here. No awareness is required. The mind does not need to stay present for sleep to continue. Another pause. The voice remains gentle, but it no longer asks anything of you. You are not expected to hear this. You are not expected to remember. Sleep does not depend on listening. Another stretch of quiet. The body remains deeply at rest. Breath moves in. Breath moves out. Nothing else moves. Words come less often now. When they appear, they are soft and incomplete. No beginning, no end, just sound. There is no reason to stay awake for this, no reason to stay aware. The brain no longer waits. It has already crossed over into sleep. Longer still. Nothing changes. Nothing happens. And that is exactly what allows sleep to deepen. The pauses continue to expand. The voice grows less necessary. The words grow more distant. Even the sound itself feels far away now, as if heard through layers of rest. No effort, no noticing, just continuation. Sleep holds everything now. No more direction, no more following, only rest, only sleep. The words are almost gone, and the silence is complete. Nothing needs to change now. Sleep is already here, deep and steady, holding the body gently. There is no direction to follow, no attention required. If words appear at all, they arrive from far away, quiet and unobtrusive, like a sound you barely notice. Sleep remains safe, very safe. The body stays still, supported without effort. Breathing continues on its own, slow, even, uninterrupted. There is nothing to listen for, nothing to wait for. The mind does not need to respond. Awareness stays low, submerged beneath the surface. If sound is present, it exists only as background. It does not carry meaning. It does not ask for understanding. It is simply there, like distant air, like night itself. Sleep holds. The nervous system remains calm. No signals rise. No alertness returns. The body knows it can stay here. Hours can pass without notice. There is no transition to observe, no moment to catch. If a brief stirring occurs, it settles immediately. The body remembers sleep. The brain remains offline, working quietly in the background, without waking awareness. Nothing pulls upward. Nothing disturbs the depth. The silence between sounds is long and unbroken. This silence is protective. It keeps the mind from forming edges. There is no curiosity here, no anticipation, only continuation. If a word appears, it is soft and distant, safe. Then nothing again. Long stretches of quiet. The body stays heavy, warm, undisturbed. The breath flows naturally. The heart remains slow and steady. Sleep moves in cycles, smooth and uninterrupted. There is no need to monitor them. The mind does not track time. It does not know where it is in the night. It does not need to. The environment remains unchanged. Dark, still, neutral. Nothing new enters. Nothing asks for attention. The soundscape remains minimal, barely there. Just enough to reassure, never enough to wake. Sleep deepens, then stabilizes. It holds its shape, thus, nervous system stays anchored. If the mind briefly touches the surface, it finds nothing to hold on to and sinks again. This happens without effort, without awareness, without memory. The body continues its repair, its restoration. The brain continues its rhythms. Everything necessary is happening. Nothing unnecessary appears. The sense of safety remains constant. unchanging, reliable. Sleep is not fragile. It does not break easily. It does not require protection. It maintains itself. The sound remains distant. The words, if any, are rare. All is well. Then silence again. Time passes without markers. The night unfolds quietly. The body remains asleep. The mind remains unengaged. There is no signal to wake, no reason to rise, only rest carried forward. The depth stays consistent. No jolts, no interruptions, just steady sleep. The background remains neutral. The absence of stimulation keeps the brain at rest. The nervous system stays in its lowest mode. Sleep continues to support itself. Nothing changes. Nothing ends. The silence remains, and sleep continues, deep, stable, and undisturbed. Nothing needs to resolve. There is no moment to arrive at, no final understanding, no closing signal. Everything continues in the same quiet way. The sound remains present, but less defined now, less noticeable, as if it belongs to the background of the night. It does not move forward. It does not stop. It simply thins. The body remains asleep, breathing steady, heartbeat calm. Nothing changes enough to require attention. If there are words at all, they are barely formed, soft fragments, without structure or direction. They do not begin. They do not end. They fade before meaning appears. Awareness does not rise to meet them. It stays low, submerged, uninterested. There is no cue here, no marker. The brain does not register an ending. Sound and silence blend together, indistinguishable. Long stretches pass without any signal. Sleep remains uninterrupted. The nervous system stays settled. Nothing tightens, nothing lifts. The background grows simpler, emptier, quieter. Even the sense of sound becomes less clear. Not gone, just distant, as if heard through layers of rest and darkness. There is no contrast, no beginning to notice, no ending to expect, only continuation. The mind does not search for meaning. It does not wait. It remains disengaged. Sleep holds everything. Time loses definition completely. Moments do not separate. They blend. The body continues its rhythms, untouched. Breath in, breath out. Nothing more. No change in pace, no shift in tone. The sound does not pull away abruptly. It dissolves. Gradually, so gradually that there is no moment to mark. The absence of sound does not feel like silence. It feels the same as what came before. The brain does not label it. Sleep remains deep, stable, unaware. The environment stays neutral, dark, still. Nothing arrives, nothing leaves. There is no reason for awareness to return, no signal to rise, no ending to recognize. Only rest continuing without interruption. The sound becomes indistinguishable from the night itself. And then there is no difference. sleep remains.